Good evening. Hope we find you well tonight. Coming up on the show, I'll be chatting to Tommy Fleming. He's back out on the road and he's got some dates this coming weekend. I'll be chatting to Tommy all about his brand new album, all these years, and some of the music legends that he's worked with. But starting things off, I've been to the Crescent Arts Centre this week to catch up with Maiden Voyage Dance Company at their rehearsals to find out all about their latest production. Here's what happened.
Hello, my name is David and I am a choreographer for Maiden Voyage Dance, and I have created, with the wonderful dancers of Maiden Voyage, a new show called Morf. We use everyday items such as a suit jacket and go on a little suit safari, and we have a big piece of fabric that we go on a fabric fantasy, and we create these whole new worlds which you're invited to come and watch. And we knit all those worlds together through playful rhythm. Or, or. It's really nice to be back in the studio working with people in the flesh rather than over on a screen. So, fantastic. And we're getting ready to open for the Belfast Children's Festival on the 5th and 6th of March.
Okay, now it's pretty exciting as well because this is a big premiere, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It'll be the first, world premiere in Belfast for Morf, which is the piece that we've been working on, a lovely duet between Adam and Maeve, who are dancers for Maiden Voyage Dance Company. It's super exciting. I'm thrilled to be over here creating this work, and I can't wait to see it.
And it must be great to be back at work after being off so long during the pandemic.
Yeah, I'm super excited about being in the theatre and having a performance with an audience and just their reactions to the piece, because it's a fun piece. So I'm just looking forward to being able to live in that experience. So, yeah. So tell us what Morf is all about then. I see lots of suits about the place. Yes, there are lots of suits. Basically, Morf is about change. So I always think of it as or f, and we use the or to keep changing things, and we're using suit jackets, which is quite a masculine item of clothing, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. So we actually go on a suit safari, so we become lots of different animals, and then we use the f and we go on a fabric fantasy, and it keeps changing, and actually all that's required from the audience is a little bit of imagination, and they get to see whatever they want within the piece. So what kind of age range is this show aimed at then? Well, it's 3 to 6, but I actually think it's 0 to however old. I think it's a family piece that everybody can enjoy. I think you see lots of different things regardless of your age, but it's entertaining nevertheless. Well, hopefully. And it's nice as well to introduce children of such a young age to dance at this stage as well, isn't it? Yeah, and I think it's a really playful way and something that you can do outside of the theatre, because we're using everyday objects that you could then at home play with and create little dancers and go on these magical adventures and journeys of your own. Yeah. Okay, tell us about the music as well, because Brian Irvine, he's behind that, isn't he? He is, and it's amazing because this he's composed a special piece of music for this piece. So it's a new commission from Maiden Voyage Dance for Brian, and it's been fantastic working with him. We've had lots of conversations, so we did do lots of Zooms, but then it's really nice for him to compose on the choreography, and then I'm going back in now and knitting it together, because there are quite a lot of complex rhythms. Even though it's a children's show, it's quite challenging and rhythmic. And he's created this landscape which is amazing, and it takes you on this wonderful adventure just listening to it. So even if you're not seeing anything, it's wonderful. And of course, we must mention the dancers as well. You've got some fabulous performers, haven't you? We have. We've got Adam Ashford and Maeve McGreevy, who are wonderful, wonderful, talented dancers. They are wonderful to work with, they've been a pleasure, and I think they're also really excited to get back on the stage and perform.
Okay, give us all the details. Where and when can we see this?
We can see this at the MAC. It will be the 2:30 and 4:30 on Saturday and Sunday, the 5th and 6th of March. And we can't wait for you to go on our little magical journey.
Now, Tommy Fleming has got some gigs this weekend. On Friday night, he's going to be in the Millennium Forum in Londonderry. On Saturday, he's at Oma at the Mellon Country Inn. And on Sunday, he's going to be at the Armagh City Hotel. So here's what happened the last time I caught up with Tommy. We talked about his new album, All These Years, and some of the music legends that he's worked with. But I see you've gone back to the old vinyl records now with the new album, All These Years. That's your first bit of vinyl, isn't it?
That's my very first vinyl in 30 years.
Wow.
In the beginning, I was doing tapes and CDs. And what made me do vinyl, and it's funny, James Rollins, my publicist in the north here, who's been my publicist and a great friend for many years, said to me, "Oh God, you've got vinyl." And it was funny because I was up in my parents' home, my late parents, and it's wall-to-wall vinyl records.
Yeah.
It's still there. And I thought, God, imagine, pressing vinyl. And I was listening to a Barbra Streisand song one night, and I was putting it together. And one of the lines in the thing was, "And remember, vinyl is expensive." And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do vinyl before I do kick the heels up and say I'm not doing much more anymore. So I finally have a vinyl record.
So what's on the album then? What can we expect from this?
That's the brand new album. That's just 13 new songs that we did to celebrate the 30 years. And I got a song from a guy called Sawyer Brown in Nashville in 2019, just after or 20 after the pandemic had started. And it was called All These Years. And I just in my head said, that's a great name for a song, for an album, for a best of album. And when we did the CD version, we did 3 CDs. So we have kind of the brand new CD, which is on vinyl, is the first CD. Then in the second CD is kind of the middle of my career, and the first CD is the beginning of the career. So it's kind of the 3 CDs represent 3 decades.
Right, yes.
Whereas the vinyl is just kind of the brand new album. And it's a souvenir really more than anything.
Now, if you've got a song on here that I love, Why Worry, the Mark Knopfler song, but you've done a duet with Elaine Page.
Elaine and I worked together for the very first time in 2014. And another positive out of the pandemic or lockdowns was we've been years trying to kind of land in each other's kind of zones that we can do a duet together. And we discussed a duet in 2014, 2016, and both of us were all in different directions. And when I rang her about doing the new duet, on the new album rather, and I said, before you say no, that you're busy, I know you're not because you're in lockdown, so you can do it. So we actually did it, and finally got to sing a song together.
So it's as easy as that. You just phone up Elaine Page and say, let's do this.
Elaine and I have been friends for many years.
Yeah.
So, lovely woman, lovely person, and just lovely to work with. And an icon.
Of course.
Icon,
Yeah.
And, so at least, it was funny. My best friend said, did you do a duet with Elaine Page? And I said, yeah, why? And he said, do you know her so well?
Brilliant.
I thought,
brilliant.
Yeah, cliche.
So apart from Elaine Page then, who else is in your phone book? What other big stars have you got in your store in your phone there?
Who's in my phone book? Vince Gill.
Wow.
Josh Groban.
Wow.
Yeah, there's only a few people like that I never look at it like that though, Robin.
No, I know.
I never look at it like that. We all do a job. We all do a job that I hope we do well. It may be different, but sometimes you just have to look at it as your job and do it to the best of your ability. And if that means getting into somebody else's radar, then so be it. And, it's funny, people have rang me up actually looking for Vince Gill's number, and that's not going to happen. That'd be like somebody looking for mine and somebody gave it out without thinking. But I've worked with some great people over the years, like Kenny Rogers I worked with in 2013 or 14, I think. And I did a tour in the UK with him. And that's, when I look back on that, that's been a great time. And he was a lovely, lovely man. Just a great man to work with. very down to earth, very normal. And they, they're
If you
very...
expect a country music megastar like that would travel with a huge entourage and be very
He didn't have a huge
difficult
entourage, actually. There was only about, between the band crew and the people that worked with him behind stage, there was about 10, 12 of them in it. When they asked us to do the tour with them, I was like, well, I'll have to cut back. And so he gave me some of his crew. So there wasn't two big crews coming together and two people doing one job, if you know what I mean. So that kind of worked really in our favour. And we did a tour of the UK, and it was great. I came on and did the 3 Arena with him in Dublin.
Wow.
And it was strange to bring me on that tour because I'm not country
No,
at
exactly.
all.
Yeah.
But he was a fan of mine, which was great to hear. And every night I came on stage, I used to do the first hour and he would do the second. And he came on stage, he would stand at the side of the stage and watch the show for my part of the show every night. Now I did the same because I wanted to anyway.
Yes, yeah.
And it was a lovely thing to see.
Always good to have a Tommy Fleming on the show, and you can catch him at the Millennium Forum in Derry on Friday, in Omagh at the Mellon Country Inn on Saturday, and on Sunday at the Armagh City Hotel. Have yourselves a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.